Forget genres and platforms. It may be counterintuitive given the way these things are generally handled, but seriously, forget everything you know about the way we classify video games. For all their differences, we can divide them into two primary groups. Those that came before Super Mario Bros. And those that came after. Just as we distinguish between the geological periods of the Earth based on major fundamental changes in its existence, we can take the same kind of approach to video games. Now, obviously, Super Mario Bros. Isn't quite as historically significant as, say, the extinction of the dinosaurs, but on a relative scale, it absolutely is. Super Mario Bros. Ushered in a paradigm shift in what we consider video games, pioneering a list of innovations that changed and have since defined the medium. So you can keep your Cenozoic. I'm perfectly content with the Mariozoic. As much as it did for video games in a broad sense, Super Mario Bros. Also marks the creative fruition of one of the industry's defining genres. The game's mechanics were an elaboration of gameplay concepts first kindled in games like Donkey Kong, emphasizing the inexplicable joy of running and jumping. But what he started by rescuing Pauline, Mario revolutionized by saving a princess. Super Mario Bros. Is the quintessential platform game. Playing as Nintendo's iconic red-capped plumber, you work his incomparable run-and-jump magic through 8 huge worlds before storming the castle of the Koopa King Bowser and saving his precious Princess Toadstool. Among the several areas in which it broke ground, that's always been one of my favorite things about this game, the sheer scope of it all. Before Super Mario Bros., words like screens and boards were used to describe the mostly static levels of mostly static video games. That kind of terminology just isn't applicable to this one. Super Mario Bros. Makes a point to let you know you're traveling through worlds. Mountains loom in the distance, bushes and fences checker the landscape. You can traverse vast oceans and dark caverns, only to then scale polka-dotted mushrooms so tall they nudge the clouds. Day turns to night, pipes lead to treasure troves beneath the ground. The Mushroom Kingdom really is a world, and in Super Mario Bros., you're really on an adventure. Not only did that sense of grandeur make the game unique, but it also accentuated the inherent joy of Mario's mechanics. Now, you could run and jump in games before, but you were restricted, usually by the boundaries of the screen. And in Mariozoic hindsight, if anything is antithetical to the concept of a platformer, it's restriction. Super Mario Bros. Isn't about keeping you on one board. The game scrolls with you, going where you want to go and showing what you want to see. Running and jumping had been fun before, but it had never been so free. Playing this game was about the joy of moving within a lush, colorful world. In comparison, earlier platformers were like running down a hallway. After all, walls don't scroll. Super Mario Bros. Does. More than a quarter century since its release, this game still feels special. It controls with more precision than platformers a fraction its age, and as a result, navigating this colorful world to save Peach for the first time is as enjoyable as ever. While its peers stayed focused on high scores, this game offered adventure. The music, the sound effects, the characters, this game changed everything. And yet, the real legacy of the Mushroom Kingdom is in the smiles it still draws from its visitors. Whether it's your first visit or your 101st, Super Mario Bros. Is one of the most fun, memorable, and important video games ever made in any geological period.